Hey Neppers, it's me, Wild Neptune. This is going to be the video where I go over each of the heroes from the upcoming Moonlight Theater Selector. Hope you enjoy. Now let's get going. Very quickly, if you don't know how to get into the Moonlight Theater, go to Side Story, hit Moonlight Theater, and there you go. The one we're looking at here is going to be Fallen Land. So, in order to actually get the Moonlight Selector, you have to have watched every single one of these from Season 1 and Season 2. There are a total of 29 of them, and as you get one a week for free, if you just do it naturally, it'll take you, well, over half a year, which is a long time. Luckily, you can pay the low cost of, I believe, 500,000 gold to skip your waiting time and just watch them, well, by paying. You also get some tickets here if you happen to have one of the heroes that's featured in the side story, so a little bit of a bonus there. However, you might not have the heroes, and that's what the selector is for. And I'll go over each of the 5 stars and tell you what I think about them and whether or not you should consider taking them. So, let's get started here. First up, we have Conqueror Lilius here. So this is one I have right now. She's on kind of poverty gear. As you can see, she doesn't really fit my playstyle that much. However, she is good enough where I do have some gear tossed onto her. At the peak, I would say, out of all the heroes on this list we're going to go through, she is the strongest when she's at her absolute best. She is not the most new player friendly hero. I would say you do need good speed gear to use her most of the time. This is 292, and if you're new, you might think that's pretty fast. This is actually kind of slow. I would like to get her to 300, but my speed gear is located onto other heroes, so Conqueror Lilius is not seeing as much play on my part, but for other players, definitely. Just think about this. It took Smilegate like multiple tries to actually get something to fight her. They tried with Moon Bunny, didn't quite work. They tried with Benamaru, didn't quite work. Finally, they have Summer Luluka that does work and is a pretty good check to Conqueror Lilius, but that does not mean that she's a solved problem. She's still very powerful in PvP, and also not that bad in some PvE content too. If you want to get the peak strongest hero and you have the speed gear to match it and get some bulk too, Conqueror Lilius is going to be a very good choice for you. The other top tier unit will be Mediator Cowrick, also known as Hand Guy. I would say that even though Mediator Cowrick's power isn't quite at the peak of Conqueror Lilius, he's probably the safer pick overall. He's likely never to be power crept just because he just ignores a stat called ER. Now, I have ER on mine, and I might get some more with some mod gems, because having ER on him actually isn't that bad. You can prevent things like pushback, you can stop things like, say, slow, things like that might hamper him a little bit. But for the most part, if you're newer, you don't have to worry about these stats down here at all. Just get speed, HP, defense, and go to town. He's much easier to gear than I would say every other hero that is on this list, so he's the most accessible for just about everybody to get. I draft him and I used him all the time. He's again, a very strong hero, and if you're worried about I'm not gonna go as fast, or I don't think Conqueror Lilius will fit my playstyle, Mediator Cowrick, unless you're cleaving, I suppose, fits every playstyle. He's just a universally good, strong unit that is worthy of any roster. Next up, we'll go into units I say they're like B+, A- type tier. There are 3 of them, in my opinion, and the first one is going to be Remnant Violet. So this is mine right here. The stats aren't amazing. They're good enough, I suppose, and he's really good at punishing drafts that are not prepared for a big burst damage dealer like him. He's okay. It's like a Hail Mary pick. Those days are kind of gone where you can just pick him and expect him to carry a match. I mean, he still can, but you shouldn't draft in a way where you're reliant on evasion RNG to help you. He's really good when comboed with things like dual attackers like Conqueror Lilius. Conqueror Lilius plus Vended Violet is a combo for the ages. He's just a very powerful unit that can be flexed in to a lot of drafts and punishes a lot of drafts too. He does basically require lifesteal gear. Luckily, we're in AI right now, and it's giving some pretty good lifesteal gear, so maybe get some there. Abyss has some good lifesteal gear too, and also you get this nice pen neck from the Labyrinth now, so you can actually gear him up okay relatively quickly, at least compared to way before. So, Vended Violet, a nice pickup if you're looking for that burst damage dealer in a pinch. Sage Vivian is up next, and I say that she is a very good reach unit for when you want to hit those units in stealth, like say a Spectre or something Guiding Light, like maybe the Rangers that are seeing play right now. She has some good built-in protection with her damage reduction because of her focus. She does suffer from teams that are going really fast and can just without her focus quickly and get rid of her damage reduction. That being said, against things like, say, single carry DPS teams, where they have one DPS and the rest of the things are like Knights or, say, Soul Weaver, stuff like that, she does wonders. She punches those teams extremely well. She can use Chatty, which I believe is the best in slot, or sometimes people use Book in order to get used for her Soul Burn S1, which is 10 souls, and will proc an AoE, and she can do a lot of damage. My build is kind of low damage overall. I would like to boost it up, even at the sake of some bulkiness, but again, this is not bad, and if you need that reach unit to hit those stealthies, this might be a pickup you want to take. Now we have Death Dealer Ray. Out of the three good units, I would say that Death Dealer Ray is probably the worst one, in my opinion, at least right now. His kit is very unique, as he punishes high HP units and slower players. When I say slower players, I mean players just want to tank down and take their time and win in like Frenzy 9. Death Dealer Ray makes it so that those players can't really play the game. He has a injury mechanic, a sleep, effectiveness boost for the whole team, just a pretty good control unit overall. Right now, though, not really seeing much play, not that great, kind of hard to use. However, because his kit is so unique, I do think that in future metas, he might become very good again. Just like a little while ago, he was a really good unit. Of course, things have changed, and now he's just not. But that's the way that the game goes. Sometimes units are going to be good, sometimes they're not going to be good, and sometimes the units like Conqueror Lilius that are always good. But hey, Death Dealer Ray, that's what he does. If you do pick him, just know that you're probably not going to see the most usage out of him, at least at a meta level, right away. The final two units are ones that I do not personally have. One of them is going to be Commander Pavel. He is basically a cleave unit that is used in AoE activating cleaves. So basically Ran cleave plus things like Caesarea maybe or Ida he can be used in. I would say right now Pavel cleave is probably one of the weaker ones at the moment. There are just so many types of cleave where this has kind of been like, you know, a year ago or so, this was pretty good. Now it's more for Guild Wars or, say, Flag Arena. But, you know, it can still be used and can still surprise people and has some applications just outside cleave. Maybe just as a normal burst DPS in a very aggressive team, we say like a Faithless Litica, it could be okay. It's just that right now, with people using like 260 Tachi Strazes and Architect Leica, stuff like that, you don't really need him as much if you have those units already. But not a bad hero to have in your arsenal. And the final hero is going to be Ashmaster Elena. Another hero I do not have. Ironically, she's often comboed with Commander Pavel in a lot of the teams. So right now, only really sees play in Flag Arena on offense and Guild Wars on offense too. In fact, she makes part of one of the most successful cleave setups for normal arena right now in the game. So if you want to do that and care about your fight not taking like 20 hours, well, she might be kind of useful for you. Now, be warned, she basically requires an artifact called Unseen Observer, which is Flan's artifact, to actually function the way she needs to. In World Arena right now, even though on paper, with her like anti counterattack might seem okay, like, well, pick her against like ML Landy. In reality, it doesn't quite work that well. At least nobody I know has been able to really get it to work. That being said, she is one of the newer MLs too, and not a lot of people pull on her. So it might also be a thing of not enough data or people really theory crafting or testing her out. Now, this is probably going to be the one I pick up, just because I had to choose between her and Commander Pavel, and I kind of just rather have Leda myself. I do think that Commander Pavel is actually the better unit over Ashmaster Elena, not by much right now, but I do think that Commander Pavel has at least proven he can compete at the top level, where Ashmaster Elena has basically done nothing ever in World Arena, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. But, always gotta pick the waifu, at least in my case. Alright, there we go. Hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comment below. Of course, a like and a subscription would also be appreciated. Stay tuned in a little bit as I come up with both my artifact and hero selected videos for the upcoming artifact and hero selectors. Anyway, it's been a good one. Nap out.